Good afternoon. Good afternoon, peeps and peepettes. This is your favorite teacher, your favorite prophet, Tara N. Harper. And I'm coming to you live today to teach you some math. So let's talk about some math in some ways that are simple. But I want to encourage you and let you know that math is learned in layers. Math is learned in layers. So let me set my form up here. Let me set this up before I get started to teach you how math is learned in layers. Okay. I wish I had one of those fancy dancy light halo lights that y'all can see when I write on the board. I'm going to invest in one of those so that when I am talking about such things that you all could see me. Okay. I'm trying to set up my camera. All right, perfect. Okay, I think I can teach from here. Okay, hold on just a minute. Okay. All right, so let me put a new sheet on the board here, and let's get a comfortable understanding about math and how math is learned in layers. And I'm going to do my best to try to teach this in 30 minutes. Hopefully, I can master this in 30 minutes. We'll see. Okay, so let's go back in grade school when we first learned about math. And we learned that the first thing you learn is addition, right? It's addition. So you learn how to add things together to come to a sum. A sum. Okay? Now in math, there are, and I please forgive me if you can't see that. In math, there are some vocabulary words that you need to understand how it works in math. Okay? So the sum of something, the sum of something. What is the sum of 3 plus 4? What is the sum of 8 plus 8? What is the sum? Well, we know if we have 4 fingers, okay, boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, then we have 3 fingers over here. What is that put together? What do we count all the fingers? So how many fingers do we have held up here? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7. We have 7 fingers, right? All right. The sum of 8 plus 8. So if I have 10 fingers, so I'm going to count 8 fingers. Okay. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Okay. So I have 8 fingers. Plus, I'm going to count 8 all over again. So the 2 that I didn't count on this hand, I'm going to say One, it's kind of hard. 1, 8, then 8 more fingers. 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. 16. That's how I count on my fingers. Sometimes you can count in your head. You can see the imaginary thing in your head when you're counting in your head, when you're trying to make numbers and make sense of your math, right? So 8 plus 8 is 16. 16. Okay, very good, boys and girls. This is first grade. If you're an adult in GED school, don't be ashamed. Sometimes you missed it or you forgot it or your teacher just didn't notice it. Doesn't mean she was a bad teacher or he was a bad teacher. They just didn't know or see you to know that you were not catching on. So here's your chance of being seen, okay? I see you. If you see me, I see you, okay? And if you need more help in the GED school, I am here for you to help you get that. I'm a process thinker. The legal way, okay? This is not a paper mill school. We don't function like that, okay? We're not a paper mill school. You pay $450 and no, that's not how we work. Okay, now subtraction. Subtraction is the next thing that you're going to learn after you have mastered addition. Okay? You need to find the word is difference. Difference. Here we go with those mathematical terms. Difference. Okay? What is the difference of 4 minus 2? What is the difference of 9 minus 13? What is the difference? The difference is subtracting to take away to see what is the end result of something that's apart from another thing. If I have 5 fingers here and 5 fingers here, and if I say, well, let me say it like this. If I have 5 fingers here and 1 finger here, it is, then how many fingers would that leave me? 1, 2, 3. So we know that the difference of 2 from 4 is 4. All right. So we have a all right. So that's the next thing. Multiplication. What is the product? What is the product? Here we go with the terms. So how many terms did we learn today? We learned 3 terms. We learned sum. We learned difference. And we're now learning product. Product. When you're trying to find out the product in multiplication, you're trying to find out the product of something times another thing. Okay? What is the product of 7 times 2? What is the product of 4 times 8? What is the product? What is the end result? Okay. So we know that 2 times 7 is 14, right? Right. And we know that 4 times 8 is 32. 32. Use all your 3. Division. Division. Okay? The quotient. The quotient. What is the quotient of the problem? What is the quotient of the problem? Okay? So we can say, what is 12 divided by 4? What is 7 divided into 21? It's all about sentence structure and how you see it. It's all about sentence structure and how you see it. Okay? But the end result is quotient. What is the quotient? That is the term. So how many terms have we learned today? We have learned sum for addition. We have learned difference for subtraction. We have learned product for multiplication. We have learned quotient for division. Now, stick with me. We're going somewhere. Hold on. So, 4 into 12 goes how many times? It goes 3 times. 3 into 15 breaks down to how many times? 5. Okay? 7 into 21 breaks down to 3. 7 goes into 21 3 times. Now, I know somewhere along the way, you all have been told to check your math. Okay? We're going to check our math. We're going to see if this is correct. Okay? All right. So, now, we know that 4 times 3 is, what is the answer, boys and girls? 12. Very good. 4 times 3 is 12. So we know what's inside the bracket here is correct. We know that our quotient here is correct. Okay. 3 times 5 is 15. We know this to be true because we're double checking our work. We know our timetables. It is important that you practice and know your timetables. Now, accessing that information is not really hard. Hopefully, I can remember to put an attachment on the bottom of my YouTube screen. Look up your timetables. Learn your timetables. Even if you have to put a rhyme to it to know your timetables by heart. That's great. Learn it. 1 times 1 is 1. And 1 times 2 is 2. And 1 times 3 is 3. And one that you like, boys and girls, and you dance to that, you can learn just about anything. Am I right or wrong? If you know that rap music on YouTube, and who is that? Nicki Minaj, and who is that? ASAP, and who else? Who else is out there? Megan Thee Stallion. That's a new one for me. Then if you listen and rap to some of their songs, you can put education to a rap song to help make sense to you. Before they were famous rappers, their foundation of learning was learning how to read and write and learning how to rhyme. And you know what grade they had to learn how to rhyme? First grade. First grade in reading. Sometimes kindergarten, but first grade. So once they learned how to rhyme in first grade, they got their phonics down. Now they can rap and sing it in tune just like that. Now, you're probably saying, well, Miss Harper, while we're learning the basics of math, we're grown people. Well, there are some grown-ups, unbeknownst to you, who may not know that learning the foundation helps you learn the next level. And that next level is learning place value. We're going to talk about that next time, place value. Learning about the tenths place, the hundredths place. Learning scientific notation. That's going to be the next thing I'm going to teach you about. And learning about dollars and cents, how everything makes sense. Now you know how to add and subtract what you're supposed to get paid, right? Very important. But you also need to know how to add, subtract, divide, multiply, and also do some place value, tens place, when you talk about measurements or conversions. You need to know how to do that in real life instances. What if you decide to go to cooking school? What if you decide to become a nurse? What if you decide to become a physician? What if you decide to become a welder or a construction worker? What if you decide to become a carpenter or a person that works with electricity? What if you decide to be a medical assistant? In some form or fashion, math is going to meet you at your best. What if you decide to be a pharmacy tech? Math is going to meet you at your best. So, this is all that I have for today, boys and girls. Thank you so much for joining me. We will talk about math on another level because what I said, math is learned in layers. And what we learned today is this is the foundation. All math begins at the foundation. You got to first know how to add in order to know how to subtract. You got to know how to subtract in order to know how to multiply. You got to know how to multiply in order to know how to divide. This is the foundation. Whenever you get lost in Algebra 1 or pre-algebra or Algebra 2, sometimes you can get tangled up and you have to always come back to the what? To the foundation. When I finish with you making all these wonderful videos, and I'm praying the Lord give me the strength to keep doing these videos for you, that you will have no longer fear. You will no longer have fear of math. You will come to like it, and you will also learn to love it. All right, boys and girls, that is it for me today. From your one and only, your teacher, your prophet, Tara Ann Harper, Dr. Harper. I almost want to call myself Dr. Harper, but not yet. I'm coming. It's coming. And I hope y'all